Yeah, so Love Island USA is up for, I believe it's like 7th or 8th season at this point. We have it here from the BBC, if I can speak. Police officer turned Love Island US contestant faces hometown backlash. Reading here from one Love Island USA contestant, the drama started before even entering the villa. The decision by a police officer in the U.S. state of Pennsylvania, it's funny how they phrase it's the U.S. state of Pennsylvania.
Well, it's the BBC.
Right, so it's just funny. In Pennsylvania, to leave the force and choose love on one of the country's most popular reality TV shows has ignited tempers and become the talk of the town in his hometown of Bethlehem, PA. After Sean, is it Rifle?
I don't know how it's pronounced, but we get a 20 real quick from Shane H. Wilder. Says $6,741.36 would equal out to $80,896.32 annual net. Your gross as a single person in California would be about $133,000 annually, or $11,083.33 for the month. I'm done. He goes, I've done non-union and didn't get paid nearly as much, and I was an assistant director. So,
yeah.
Continue.
Right. After Sean Rifles announced as a cast member on the dating show last week, the mayor of the city expressed frustration over his departure less than a year after he joined the department. Quote, I never thought I'd see a day in America where reality show participation wins out over being a police officer, Mayor J. William Reynolds said. Our police department spent a lot of time training, and we paid thousands of taxpayer dollars to send him to the police academy, he said. The vacant position cannot be filled until next year, he added. Rifle's former boss, Police Chief Michelle Cott, told the BBC that while the department respects his decision, quote, I would be less than candid if I didn't acknowledge my disappointment in losing another police officer. She said that with Rifle's resignation, the department now has 16 officer vacancies. He has noted Rifle's decision was not a good look. Quote, law enforcement agencies across the United States continue to face significant recruiting and retention challenges, and every vacancy affects our organization and community we serve. The drama has caused a stir among residents in the area, known for its lush greenery. How nice.
I was curious about what it, like, because I assumed you had to pay to go to the police academy.
I thought so too, but maybe there's a certain, like, amount of people that they take on. Like, maybe it's dependent on, like, income, household income, or how, like, if it's like a full-time thing and they don't have funding.
It says tuition for a municipal police academy Act 120 program in Pennsylvania typically ranges from $3,000 to $8,500, with a total out-of-pocket cost for uniforms, equipment, and testing fees coming to an additional $1,000 to $1,500. However, if you attend the Pennsylvania State Police Academy to become a state trooper, it is completely free and cadets are paid a salary. But
they're working as cadets. Maybe it's like the resources they use there at the police academy, resources that they then use when he becomes an officer.
$3,000 for tuition.
Again, I don't. Is this like for classes? Is this for the actual training on the job? They could be talking about having to pay him to do training on the job.
You would imagine they would have to pay people to become cops these days.
Yeah, I'm assuming that it has to do with like resources, giving him a badge, getting him his gun and his tasers and everything. That's all cost by that's all taxpayer funded. And then probably too, like on the job training, they have to pay them for some of it, I'm assuming, at some point. And so I'm assuming there were taxpayer resources put into it.
Oh, well, yeah, because like he takes up a spot at the academy that could have gone to somebody else who planned to stay.
Exactly. So, okay. A small business owner in the area said that she recounted the salon owner where she was at the time saying, OMG, did you hear? One of the contestants is from Bethlehem. He's a cop. And I was like, OMG, that's crazy. Ruff, whose kids go to school in Bethlehem, said she immediately texted her sister, who's like, yeah, we were just talking about it. This sounds like the worst kind of small town, by the way, but that's an aside. Everyone in the area is sending the show clips on Instagram to each other. It's like, can you believe this guy's on the show? Okay, cool. They're like excited he's on the show. Listen, I wish there was a different reason why we're being put out on the map, she said. But if it's to get people to learn about how pretty this part of the country is, I'm okay with it. So the idea here is that taxpayers funded like part of his training, so others were not as supportive. Some obviously were, but others were not, arguing that they had paid tax dollars to help train him. One person said said the content of this type of show was, quote, not becoming of a police officer.
What does that even
I mean, Love Island is
like
one of those shows where everyone's like promiscuous and like.
So the first thing I thought
voted off first week, that'd be hilarious.
Well, it's like he's taking a huge gamble. Like I don't know if this means like he can't. Is he in a similar situation to Sally Choi, where now no other police department would want him?
Probably because that's
he left
the baggage.
I thought about it, and there's a couple of examples in like Brandon Tatum was a cop and left to do content creation full time.
Sure, but I think it's the type of content creation.
And Johnny Q, who's like a gun tuber,
Again,
I believe was
different type of content creation.
So he's just
not
going into a
and
different
flashing
business.
your abs and making out with a bunch of women on camera, right? Like that's kind of different. But
I love this mayor being like, I can't imagine why somebody in the year of our Lord 2026, where half the country hates cops, and if you want to tell me that it's just ICE that they suddenly hate, no. Those same people that are out protesting ICE and throwing things at them and calling them names and threatening their families, they don't just hate ICE. They hate any type of law enforcement. There's a reason ACAB is a thing. Right? Like in the age of ACAB, why would this guy want to become a reality TV contestant?
Right. A black police officer. Why would
a
black man want to not be a police officer? But that's an aside. Another person said this, that it's all about work ethic, noting the short-term opportunity could impact the rest of his career. I doubt any police department anywhere is going to put any more energy into him after what he did to his previous department, which is to let them hang low. His family has taken social media defending him, obviously, because if he makes a bunch of money, they want to be in on that, I'm sure. Saying that the taxpayers did not waste money on his training and it's overblown. His sister said the city and the police force could have used his appearance as an opportunity to connect with the community, generate positive publicity on the town, and help improve perceptions of law enforcement.
I don't know if Love Island is the one you go to.
No,
to do
American
that.
Idol is the one you go to. American Idol is the one that people are always like super excited, and there's like small town pride. Like I still see posts on Facebook like this person's from Maryland, and it's like okay, cool.
Big Brother. Is Big Brother still a thing? I don't watch reality TV.
Well, yeah, JoJo Siwa.
Yes,
we know that was.
Oh, that one gets spicy too.
So yeah, it does. So they're saying instead they choose a response that will likely reinforce the stereotypes they should be working to change. Is what they're saying. I'm talking like that because I think that's the stupidest thing ever. Like,
what is he gonna? Is he gonna do? Is he gonna do an illegal chokehold on the show?
It would be like when this show started and Tim got you like a studio set up and everything, and then after like a year you were like, and just dipped. After I'm gonna say like on and off camera, just investing in you as a person. He'd be like, what the heck? Like, I invested in you. He's a representation of taxpayers in this scenario, right? Like, he invested in you, and then you were like, yeah, but
they
like
called him
vain.
Officer Sexy Pants. And he was a hit at work.
I'm sure he was.
I'm sure.
So the grand prize, $100,000 on Love Island. I don't even know how you win Love Island, but apparently you can. And a bigger prize is the fame and notoriety. That's obviously what he's going for. He was sworn in. I'm sorry. He wasn't even sworn in a year ago. He was actually sworn in August of 2025.
Damn.
And it's June. Yeah. His starting salary was about $70,000, according to the website. That's about what they would make in the first year. But mind you, most officers end up growing and becoming detectives, becoming captains, or then going and doing like a sheriff's office or whatever.
They can moonlight and do stuff on the side.
Yes, they can do private security on the side. Like I know some of the security here has law enforcement backgrounds or jobs they've done in the past. But to leave the job after, they're invested in training you and everything, I don't love that. I mean, that area of Pennsylvania is very beautiful, by the way. So if they're talking about publicity, that's all great and sunshines and rainbows. But him leaving to go and do this is not a good look, in my opinion. Also, like, there's plenty of police officers I've seen, just whether it be on TV, like a true, whatever show, or a local officer. There's good looking dudes that are on the force. They have to stay in shape.
Well, the thing is, his only other option is those yearly calendars. He's got to go.
Get a puppy and go stand in front of.
If he's not going to be Mr. July, then I guess he's got to go and join Love Island.
He could be Mr. July with a puppy shirtless on a calendar. I'm sure some women somewhere would buy it.
That was his claim to fame, right?
He should have.
Yes.
He should. My point being that I feel like with law enforcement, we already struggle as a country.
Oddly enough, the mayor looks like anemic Johnny Sins anyways. So,
a little bit. But is the mayor correct in this regard to be upset about this?
No.
About it?
No.
Really?
No.
Why?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because he's ignoring the fact that law enforcement is derided and hated these days. And if you don't think people are going to...
That is his point, is that by him leaving and doing this and being like, I'm going to find a better opportunity, that actually is a bad look, saying like he was so willing to leave the force.
I'd have to know if this guy was on scholarship. If he was on scholarship, that's a rude thing to do.
It kind of sounds like
I don't know how the pay structure for this type of things happens. If he paid out of pocket, that would change my opinion on this.
Also,
but in general, common sense tells you that a lot of people are going to be looking for a better opportunity.
Okay, you're sworn in less than a year, and they're saying this vacant position cannot be filled until next year. I'm assuming that's a budgetary thing, or something is going on there. There's some stipulation. I'm sure they could, they would if they could, kind of thing. So now, presumably, that's one less officer on the streets, which could impact crime numbers. Yeah. Now they're saying that's 16, or I don't know what the heck is going on in Bethlehem. And now maybe there was already 10 when the year started because they couldn't fill those positions, so they're already stretched thin. So now you're asking officers to work tired. What happens if there's a crime? What happens if someone is, what if they need to negotiate? Like the point being, one officer can make a huge difference.
Absolutely.
Right? One extra body. We see this in shows all the time where they're down one person and now everyone has to scramble to cover a case. And it's unfair to his fellow officers. Presumably, most of them go out in pairs. He had a partner, or at least somebody he worked with. It says they only have 75,000 residents, but that is a lot of people. And now you are down one officer, which means now that your proportion of citizens to officers is different. I do think that he should have, if he was like, oh, I want to be doing this, like maybe getting a job as a cook or a waiter, or a job where you can easily leave and like they can find a replacement right away rather than waiting until next year.
I'm sure it wasn't that linear of a thought process.
But like, I'm just wondering, like, did he just suddenly...
I think it's short-sighted.
Like, yeah, when was he just like suddenly like, I want to go on Love? Like, where did that come from? He had to have had the desire beforehand. Like, I don't think it just popped up randomly.
I think it's short-sighted because, look, most people don't go on the reality shows to win. They go on there to get clout so that they can, get brand deals and move on. And he becomes an influencer rather than, what do they call him? Officer Sexy Pants. His sister left a comment on the E! News posts.
Really?
Yes. She says, Sean's sister here with the... She's raising her hand. This could have been a great opportunity for the mayor and the police department to connect with the community. Yeah,
that's what we read.
Yeah. That was his sister that said that.
No, I know. Yeah, and that. But to me, it's like you're clearly like you want to be the sister of a famous guy. At least in my point of view, that's what this sounds like. Given the fact that he seems like he may be vain. If this is, I don't want to cast aspersions. If he's going to do this, he clearly cares a bit about what people think about him. And his family's going to be supportive because the more money he makes, if they have a good relationship.
Do you know who Derek Levasseur is?
No.
Says he does the Crime Weekly podcast.
Not a single.
I don't
read that. I don't do that.
So
stuff.
He says he responded to this as well. He said, "As a cop who went on reality TV, I can confidently say that the mayor missed an opportunity here. Not only
what
did
reality
members,
TV did he go on?
I'm assuming I don't know which one it would have been, but he has a very big profile. He's over almost 400,000 followers. So as a cop who went on reality TV, I can confidently say that the mayor missed an opportunity here. Not only did members of the city I worked with get in together each week to watch the show, but when I returned home, I worked with the mayor to set up meet and greets at schools for the students and community members.
Yeah, the students that watch Love Island. The elementary kids that watch Love Island.
I can't tell you how many times I heard, I don't normally like cops, but you were cool. There was a chance to build stronger connection between the police department and the people they serve, and the mayor missed it. Well, I'm sure there were some lonely housewives or single women that would have loved a meet and greet at the local Starbucks.
Yeah, like my point, like you're saying, like schools and impacting people, maybe the seniors in high school, but I wouldn't want to advocate for them to watch this kind of content because it is extremely sexual, and so I don't know what they're thinking is going to happen, but it shouldn't be this. Like, it should not be watching Love Island and promoting that. Maybe if they were on, like, I don't even know, like Survivor, maybe? No, like...
Yeah, Survivor would have been good.
Yeah.
Yes. No, that's a really good idea.
Survivor would have been fine because that promotes your body strength and all the ways that, like, survival instincts that cops should have. That would promote that. Love Island, like, I don't think it's so much the fact he's going on a reality show as much as it is the show he's going on. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's where people are saying, like, wow, you know, this isn't something to be proud of, I guess. This isn't like an upstanding way of being like, oh, we love
they should have
our Love Island contestants.
They should have gotten a female cop on the show as well. That's what they should have done.
That's what they should have done.
They could have been on the July. They could
cop.
have been on the sexy calendar together.
Yes, the Love Island sexy calendar of
sexy
cops.
white go-go boots.
And
that's what they could have done.
That's what they could have done. And now they can't because they want you to not like the sexy white go-go boots or the Love Island people.
There's a Democrat conspiracy to stop police officers from going on reality television.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.